And I don't even think I have the right elements on. Turn, take this out, done. Oh, there we go. Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing off a build that I've been working on for the past 2 weeks. I call it the Bomb Shack Flak build, and I would have uploaded it the day that the level cap came out with DLC 2, but I decided to go the extra mile and get all of the gear so I can show the true power of this build. Anyways, let's just get right into it. So we're starting off with the skill tree today. Last build video I did, I spent way too long in the skill tree, so I'm just going to fly by it really quick, explain the few things that need to be explained. Starting on the blue tree, I put 3 into Persistence Hunter for the action skill duration, 5 in Furious Attacks. That's just boosting your damage. You don't need the health if you want to put it elsewhere, but I prefer the health regen. So 5 in self-repairing systems, and then 3 here, and then lick the wounds, as well as that turn, tail, and run. I do this just because of the gun damage, but the extra regeneration is also good. Next, Fast and the Furious. Furious, excuse me. Just more gun damage. And Hidden Machine. This, I don't use it. It's not really necessary to the build, but it is good to move up the skill tree to get the power inside. And that is going to be your first capstone. You're going to want to put on Fadeaway, and you're also going to want to put on Gorillas in the Mist. This is so you don't run out of action skill duration after 3 shots or after 1 shot. You can change it for Not My Circus or Until You're Dead, or Until You Are Dead, but I prefer Gorillas in the Mist. Of course, Beefcake Jabber. I do it for the movement speed. Gunslinger Jabber, great for critical hit damage if you want to squeeze every little drop of damage out. I think I'm going to do the Gunslinger Jabber just because I'm going to be bossing in a minute. But if you're not bossing, I'd recommend the Beefcake Jabber for the health. Now we're going to the orange tree and doing Leave No Trace. You're going to want to put all 3 in here. That's a must for the build. Now we're going to go to Interplanetary Stalker. I put 4 into that just to move up the skill tree. It's not needed. You can mix it around as much as you want. I put 4 into that. Then head count, I put 3 in there. Cooldown time, it's a must in this build. And now Hunter's Eye. Because of my class mod, which I'll get to in a second, I'm getting 4 on there, so I'm putting in 5. I'm putting in all my 5 points, so I'll have 9 out of 5, and that's going to buff me a tremendous amount. But if you don't have a good class mod that's going to get a lot into Hunter's Eye, I'd recommend putting it to Two-Fang. But for me, I'm putting all 5 into Hunter's Eye. Then you put 3 into Big Game, and 2 into the Most Dangerous Game, just to move up the skill tree. Now, Galactic Shadow, just buffing damage, and Grim Harvest. I only put 4 into Grim Harvest just to get to Megavore, and now that's your second capstone. Megavore is great, I recommend it. But yeah, you can move it around as much as you want. Yeah, that's it for the skill tree. So we'll go on to the gear. Okay, now the gear. I'd say over half of my build is DLC gear, so I do have alternatives to the DLC gear, which I'll show after I'm done finishing the main build. But yeah, starting with the Bang Stick, must for the build. It's not DLC. It still can be replaced though by stuff like the Anarchy or the Craps, but I recommend the Bang Stick. Action skill end with 100% extra damage. I'd say is a must on every single gun, but you don't need it, but it does double your damage, so I'd say it's a must. Next is the Love Drill. I use it for the critical damage. You shoot off your Bang Stick, you switch to the Love Drill. Easy. It can be replaced by the Trick Unforgiven, or just the Unforgiven. It has more critical hit damage, so if you rather have the extra critical hit damage compared to the higher fire rate, then I'd say switch to the Unforgiven. This is much better for bossing. If you're just grinding bosses, I'd say put this on, and you're doing an extra 100% critical damage. But if you're just mobbing, you don't need that extra damage because everything's gonna die instantly anyways. So I keep with the Love Drill. It has faster fire rate, and can just put out that damage much faster. Now I have the Clairvoyance. This gun, it might not seem the best on just like when you first see it, but it's insane. I have the Gatling version. I prefer that version, but some people might not. I'd say the Masher version is extremely good too. As for the Anoint, I'd say on this gun in particular, maybe not the Love Drill and maybe not the 7 cents, but we'll get to that in a second. But definitely the Clairvoyance, I'd say you want that anointment on it. Alternatives for the Clairvoyance will be things that can do a lot of ricochet damage, such as maybe the Redistributor, or the Lucian's Call, or Rowan's Call, or maybe even the Stagecoach. They're all great, and they're all in base game if you don't have the DLC, but I prefer the Clairvoyance. It's just an extremely fun gun. Now you have the 7 cents. This gun isn't really needed in the build, but again, I just have a great time playing with this gun. It's basically like a Queen's Call or a King's Call, and it can be replaced by a Queen's Call or a King's Call, but I think it's better in some senses. You can switch it out to Maggie, Queen's Call, anything you want. Really, it's not really needed in the game, or it's not really needed in the build, but I enjoyed it a lot. Now onto the shields. The shield doesn't matter what you have, but it needs to have the action skill end and then the extra elemental damage. I have every single type of shield with every single type of damage, so I can switch from, and same thing for the grenade. Doesn't matter what kind of grenade you have as long as it has that anointment on it, and I have every single type of anointment on it also. Onto the class mod. I use the stack bot mainly just because with the Bane stick you're going to be unloading your mag, and you're going to be just constantly, the pellets are going to be exploding, and that those crits are going to be hitting, and that stack bot's going to do work. I have weapon damage and shotgun damage that gives me almost 60% extra damage. I think it's 59 exactly, but yeah, I prefer it. You don't need it though if you don't have the DLC, because this is part of the Moxie DLC. If you don't have the DLC, I would say change to, where is it? I'd say change to the Bounty Hunter. The Bounty Hunter makes it to where all bosses are treated as humans, beasts, and robotics, and that is great with Hunter's Eye. The Artifact. This is from the second DLC, Guns, Love, and Tentacles, and it is broken. It almost ups your damage by, what is it? I think it's 200 or 155% if you're using an SMG. If you're not using an SMG, I think it's still just 120%. So it's just that much more damage. If you don't have it, you don't need the extra damage. If you're not bossing, you don't need this. It's just complete overkill. But if you are bossing, I'd put it on. The boss will be gone in less than a second. And if you don't have the DLC, just any artifact will, to your preference. I did the Snowdrift auto just for the survivability, and just because it's fast. If you're farming like a certain mini boss or whatever, you don't need the extra damage from this, so I put on the Snowdrift. Anyways, I believe that's it for the gear, and I guess we'll go test it out. So I'm starting off by showing off the damage here. I'm going to be showing you the highest damage you can do. Jack does count as a flesh enemy, so I will be changing my shields to radiation and incendiary. I'm going to be showing off the bang stick first. I'm going to reset my buffs by missing a few shots, and that basically resets my class mod stack bot, and my artifact. This artifact basically makes it to where every time you hit 15 successive hits, sorry, not successive, consecutive hits, you double your damage, and that's great synergy with the bang stick times 18 in particular, because one shot does that times 18 and gives you that double damage. So basically how it works, I'll miss again, and it should be back down to 24k. Right, and if we just shoot a few more times, you'll see, boom, double the damage, and that's how that works. With the stack vault, you see a few 100Ks, and I don't even have the buffs yet. I don't have the fadeaway buffs yet, so I'll go ahead and show off that now. And this is the mobbing part of the build. So we go ahead and get into fadeaway, and we just unload. We change weapons. Throw a piss grenade if you want to, and you can see it's just ripping in. I'll go ahead and pause this right now. Damage numbers are on. Have to try to get in there a little bit. You can see 9 million, 7 million, 4 million, 3 million, just insane damage numbers, and it just keeps going. I'll show you guys this. I'll untoggle the pause, and you can just see it raining down millions of damage. Oh, well, maybe not. I'll do that again, but I won't talk, and I'll just unload the mag. You'll see it'll take 10 seconds for me to do over 100 million damage.
What do you want? Smile on my face doesn't mean that you're safe. I can sit for your head by tomorrow. Tired of waiting and sitting around, I just call up the team on tour. Your girl keep calling my line, hit decline, she fine, but I swear she too boring. I got my eye on the prize, and I promise I'll get to the bed by the morning.
So yeah, lots of millions of damage. It is just absolutely broken. Anyways, that was just me showing off the bang stick's capabilities a little bit. I'm gonna head to the new DLC and show it off against some of those enemies there. Alright, so here we are on Xylargos. It's a new DLC planet, and I'm just going to go ahead and run back here and show off the mobbing capabilities of Clairvoyance. This is the boss you get it from, so just a little bit of irony, killing him with his own gun. Anyways, you'll be able to see any other gun normally doesn't do too great, but with this gun and its abilities, it's just easy. So here we go. And I don't even think I have the right elements on, but he's gone. 3 health bars, and he's gone. Any sort of normal enemy, done. 2 to 3 hits, and they're no longer. And show him off against some humans. Again, I don't believe I think I have radiation and incendiary on, and we'll just show. You can see how they just incinerate. They're just gone. Your action skill ability comes back insanely fast. He's gone. 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 You just point and click and they're done. I love that about this gun. It's extremely accurate and does so much damage. It's unreal. Okay, so here we are at Tom and Zam. I'll just jump down there and I'll show you guys the power of the bang stick. The good thing about this build is you never have to change it. It just works. So I like to wait for him to jump. 1, 2, 3, turn, find him. 1, 2, 3, 4, turn, take this out, done. Look at this guy, shoot a couple times, done. That easy. And the bang stick didn't even finish on him to get to him. That was just all the love drill. And that's why I like the love drill, because after you do the bang stick and you switch to this, you can just unload. Unlike the Unforgiven, you can't shoot like that. And with this gun, it has the best of both worlds. Really good critical damage, really good base damage. So I'm gonna go ahead and make it to the final boss. I'd recommend not watching the rest of the way if you don't want it spoiled. Okay, so I'm at the boss now, and for the first part, I'm going to be using the clairvoyance, and then for the actual heart part, I will be using the bank stick. So there she goes. She's coming out this way. She'll be coming out on this side, and fade away. Use this. She's done. Wait for these people to drop down. Oh, I guess they're not going to be dropping down. Weird. Oh, there they are. Shoot them in their heart shield. Get your fadeaway back. Switch to the bank stick. Shoot them at one of the crystals. And he's done. And it's that easy. And no, normally this boss is hard. He has a ton of health. He's just gone. And yeah, I will also go against Grave Ward. You can do anything with this build. You can do 2-volt Hunter mode. You can do Mayhem 4. You can do Wotan. You can do anything you want. This build can do it all. I'll go ahead and show off a Grave Ward kill and just a few other kills on Trant and a few other bosses. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the build. I'm on PS4, so if you guys want to add me on PS4 to get the gear for this build, that's my name. It's SIowBrew. The L is actually an I. As well as that, I am a moderator on the Borderlands community, so if you want to, you can just message me there. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the build. Yeah, that should have been faster, but I didn't hit my shots on his little belly button thing. Why does it smell like onions in my house? That's besides the point. Hopefully I can hit my shots this time. Nope. I'm obviously just hot garbage. Oh, there we go. That time I hit my shots. He just tattooed the floor.